Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Welcome to episode 3 of my FM experiment on the 9596 database. I am so happy to see you tuning into this channel today. We will round off the 5-year simulation into the database. We'll take a look at the development of some of the youngsters. We'll say goodbye to some of the old players who will hang up their boots. And we'll of course start out with checking with the Champions League and the UEFA Cup competitions what has happened. Let's start out with the UEFA Cup. In the first season, AC Milan takes the title against Nantes. Then Barcelona wins the UEFA Cup against RC Lens. Ajax takes the title against Atletico Madrid. Real Madrid wins against Benfica, and Newcastle is the current holders, won the competition against Bordeaux. How about the Champions League then? The Champions League. Parma wins the first season against Barcelona. That is quite an upset, even though they had a brilliant team back then. Juventus takes it the year after against Milan, Italian dominance. And then Manchester United 2 years in a row. First beating Real Madrid, then beating Barcelona. And then those two teams fought it out last year as Barcelona wins the Champions League. So interesting. Now let's move on. This is the shortlist with the youngest players from the beginning of the database. We have seen Andrei Shevchenko at United, Crespo, Real Madrid, Raul, Real Madrid, Kluivert is in Arsenal. Let's take a look at Patrick Kluivert. He moved to Arsenal for 4 seasons ago and he is a world beater. The Dutch legend Kluivert, 24 years old. Thierry Henry, still playing at Monaco, 22 years old. Been playing at Monaco for the last 5 seasons, fantastic. No one has been able to pick him away from Monaco with a price tag at 81 million. Is it still him and Trezeguet? That is going to be interesting. We saw Veron, Guti and Cole. Here is Ronaldo. Ronaldo playing in Leeds. He's playing in Leeds, 23 years old. He's been playing in Leeds he starts out in PSV, then moves on for free to Leeds. This is for you Leeds fans out there. What would happen if this happened in real life back then? Ronaldo at 23 years old, legend in Leeds. Who do we have here on the list? Seedorf and Nesta, we saw them. Here's Trezeguet, still at Monaco, playing alongside Thierry Henry. What a duo. He's been out on loan in the second season for Sampdoria. Trezeguet and Thierry Henry playing in Monaco. Diego Forlan moved to Tottenham. The young Uruguayan starts out in Independiente in Argentina, moving to Tottenham and actually playing really well. He can still be developing. Nicolas Anelka also playing in Tottenham. Coming in from Paris, playing great in his first season. Only 21 years old, Nicolas Anelka. Patrick Vieira, he plays at Parma. 24 years old, he starts out in Milan, moves on a free to Parma. You can see I am a Parma fan, so this is very uplifting to see. We have Juan Roman Riquelme playing at Liverpool, 22 years old. Look at his first season in Europe. He moved to Corinthians in Brazil a couple of seasons in. Let's take a look at this guy. My God, fantastic Liverpool player they have right here. Miroslav Klose playing Kaiserslautern. I believe that's where he starts out. Yeah. Coming into it the last couple of seasons, Miroslav Klose. Walter Samuel playing at Roma. Michael Owen, let's take a look at that guy. He's only 15 when the save begins. He's just coming into it the last couple of seasons. Not being a complete starter, but he is a wonderkid. Rio Ferdinand, he is still at West Ham at 21 years old. He's been playing a lot in West Ham. This future English legend, where will he go? Will he stay at West Ham? Martin Jørgensen, the Dane, moving to Everton. Totti, he is still in Roma, of course. 23 years old, the Roma legend. No one will take him away from Roma, or will they? Let's see what will happen. Alvaro Recoba playing in Leicester. Interesting, 24 years old. Moved to Sunderland, played 3 seasons there, now playing in Leicester. Alvaro Recoba, one of my favorite guys back then. Andrea Pirlo, he's at Nottingham Forest. And they are owning him. They bought him in the 3rd season, played in the English Premier League in the last season. Now this is the Andrea Pirlo we know. 21 years old, cultured defensive midfielder. What a buy, Nottingham, there we go. There is so many players in here. Let's take a look at some of the youngest. We have still Simone Pepe and some of the FM legends, Tonton Sola Moukoko. Tonton Sola just moved on to Everton, who's playing at the Sky Bet Championship. They got relegated. But you guys who remember Tonton from back in the days in the old Championship Manager games, this guy could be one of the best players in the world. He is still a promising midfielder. What will happen at Everton with him? There's also Tierno Sampa. He's also at Everton. The Everton they want. They have seen the old Championship legendary players. They want them. He starts out in Millwall. He hasn't got the chance yet. But will Tierno Sampa become the player we know from back then? Petr Cech, he's been picked up by Roma, I see. Yeah, Petr Cech, 18 years old, just came in for this season. What a talent this guy is. Will he be a legend in Roma now? Mikel Arteta still in the Barcelona Youth Academy. Landon Donovan playing in Leverkusen. Julius Agahova, he was also a legend in the old Championship Manager days. Saviola, David Villa, he is now Real Madrid second team. He's 18 years old. He has played 1 game for the Real Madrid first team, but they early on pick him up from Sporting Gijón. Look at his stats last season. David Villa, he looks immensely good, this guy, at 18 years old, Wonderkid at the Real Madrid B team. Zlatan, where is he playing? At Aston Villa. Playing at Aston Villa. Here he is. Coming in last season. 18 years old. Of course a Wonderkid. Now how will he develop at Aston Villa? They are top team in England. Stefan Appiah, Udinese, De Michelis, Ashley Cole, he's currently on a free agent. Arsenal didn't find a spot for this guy, 19 years old. He's looking interesting, he could use some developing. Who's on him? Southampton and Liverpool. Where will Ashley Cole go? John Terry, he is of course at Chelsea. Ledley King in Tottenham. Thomas Rosicky is playing at Napoli. Look at this great Wonderkid. They brought him in from Sparta Prague last season to Napoli. He was a great player, this guy. What a found. Emre Belözoğlu, what a player. Gabriel Milito, he's in Roma. He was quite a player also. And where is his brother? Where is Diego Milito? He's still playing in Argentina at 21 years old. He was a goal getter. You can still go and get him 5 years into this save. Interesting. Dirk Kuyt playing in Ajax now. Cambiaso still at the Real Madrid Youth Academy. Steven Gerrard, has he been playing in Liverpool? How has he been developing? Wow, 20 years old, played the last 2 seasons. What a talent. Steven Gerrard, he looks fantastic. Good stuff for Liverpool there, right there. Ronaldinho playing at Cruzeiro. Haven't he been to Europe yet? Nope. Starting in Grêmio, moving to Cruzeiro. He's playing very, very interesting. He has developed. He's looking fantastic. This Wonderkid in Brazil. For a price tag 15 million. I want to start a game right now. Go and buy this kid. And there is, of course, Andres Iniesta also. He's been picked up by AC Milan for 1.8 million from Albacete in Spain. He's been playing in the Segunda División. He's 17 years old now, Iniesta. Please tell me if there's any specific young players you want me to keep an eye out for down the line. And we need to check up for Jose Mourinho, the 38-year-old manager. He is unemployed at the moment. What happened to him? He started out as a coach in Porto. He left in 2018, that's 4 years ago, and he's still not signed with a club. That is pretty interesting as well. Will Jose find himself a club down the line? And before we leave today's episode, we need to say goodbye to some of the legends who I'm not expecting to be here when we simulate another 5 years into the DB. Andoni Zubizarreta, 38 years old, the Barcelona legend. He starts out in this game in Valencia. He got sold to Bilbao where he started his career. That is a beautiful thing. Andoni Zubizarreta, he won't be here next time. Stephen Nicol, playing in Watford at the moment, also 38. Andreas Köpke, Stuart Pearce, 38 years old. He is retiring. Nottingham Forest all the way, still playing, still going strong. The 30 years old English legend. Who do we else have here? Mark Bright, Paul Bracewell. They won't be here next time. Julio Salinas, also Barcelona legend. Kim Vilfort, the Danish legend. Donato, he played until he was an old man in Deportivo La Coruña. He's not retiring yet, 37 years old. Who do we else have on the list? Bernard Lama, he won't be here next time. Let's check it out if there's any interesting players. We have to say goodbye to David Seaman. How old is he? 36. Still in Arsenal, of course. What a great English goalkeeper. He's not retiring yet, but I don't think he'll be here in 5 years. Let's check it out. Who do we have? We have Dunga, 36 years old, playing in Dortmund. Starts out in Stuttgart, moving on to Dortmund, where he played 4 seasons, doing great. How many national games? 93 international caps. And Mark Hughes, still in Chelsea. He starts out in Chelsea in the 95-96 DB. He's been an integral part of the Chelsea team. 36 years old. And John Barnes, he is retiring. 36 years old, Liverpool legend. Still looking massively quality. And Peter Schmeichel, 36. Will he be gone next time? That is so very interesting. Lee Dixon, he's retiring. We need to check out. Let me see if there are any. Let me see if there's more. Stuart McCall, still at Rangers, 36 years old. Dean Saunders. Gianluca Vialli, 35 years old. Juventus legend, haven't played a lot the last couple of seasons, but what a player. Roberto Baggio, the most expensive player when you start the 95-96 database. He stayed in Milan for the long run. He is 33 years old now. Will he be here when we come back next time? That will be very interesting. But we'll have to wait for the next episode of this FM experiment when we're going to simulate another 5 years into the database. So it will be 2005 at that point of time. So interesting. So many players, so many teams. Will Manchester United be dominating? Real Madrid were dominating in Spain. In Italy it was Inter Milan. And which players will be the most expensive in the next time? It is so interesting. I hope you enjoyed it. And please comment in the video if you want me to keep an eye out on any specific players or teams. Please comment, like and subscribe. I will appreciate it. Until next time, guys, I'm out with the time machine.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.